Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome back to the channel. Today we are looking at Mohamed Daramy in the Wonderkid watch, a Denmark player from Copenhagen. Interesting player certainly, not one that you would instantly think of as a Wonderkid, but certainly a player that can perform very well. A player that I've always liked to use when playing Football Manager this year and last year. Certainly a player that's kind of well-rounded. You can get him reasonably cheap from my experiences previously because he's only at Copenhagen. They don't ask too much for him, and certainly 18 years old, he's got a lot of growing to do. Very pacey, can play on the wing or up front. Looks to mainly play up front, but great dribbling and technique as well as first touch. So he's got a good bit of on-the-ball work to do. He's played 40 times for Copenhagen already, so he's got that experience in the bag as of straight away from the get-go. But we'll jump ahead, see where he's at in 5 years' time, and see if he's started to develop. Okay, so we've got some career progression, not massive changes in his attributes overall, very similar, but there are still improvements you can clearly see. Flair, dribbling, first touch, all increasing there. 6 foot tall now, at 23 years of age, played 38 times for the under-21s. I'm surprised he hasn't actually made an appearance for the Danish national team as of yet. Possibly there's a few more players that have got a bit more quality than he has in that team. Now, looking at his career path, it does look like he moved on for a free to Hanover in the Bundesliga 2, which is an interesting move following his career at Copenhagen. Looks like he didn't play too much for them, and then obviously moved to the second tier, only getting 6 games in the first year, but 12 goals in 32 games the year after isn't bad, and that's obviously what's got him the move to Mainz for £2.9 million. Quite a small amount of money, really. He has already obviously won the division with Copenhagen before we started this, but nothing really to have note since then. A player that really I was hoping a little bit more development at this stage, but another 5 years should give us a bit of a better understanding as to his full development, where he gets to, and kind of the performance levels he can put in for you. So we'll jump another 5 and get to that point. Okay, so in his prime now, he has moved to Schalke. We can see he has started to play for Denmark, getting 7 goals in 15 appearances, which isn't too bad, really. And his stats have certainly improved a lot more. 16 dribbling, 16 first touch, a few more greens all around the board. So it's good to see that there is that improvement there. Now valued at 36.5 million. This is more like the player that we were kind of hoping would start to develop. Maybe a bit of a later bloomer than first thought. Obviously, moved to Mainz. In the end, it was totaled to £4 million. Didn't do great there, but did end up moving to Paderborn for £9.5 million. Again, did very well. So Mainz obviously interested again and decided they wanted him back, so bought him back for another 19.25. So Paderborn did well for that 10 million that they got for him. Bit of a bonus. He performed very well for them, and then that's resulted in the move to Schalke for 37.5 million overall. He's close to hitting double figures if he doesn't each season, from what we can see. So he's a decent striker, nothing too amazing, but not bad for a player of his caliber. Milestones wise, he was part of the reason it looks like why he moved to Mainz was because of his the relegation with Paderborn from the Bundesliga. Wasn't able to quite keep them up with that very decent goal tally of 13 goals and 2 assists. He's obviously performed well, wasn't able to keep the team up, but got his move to Schalke for that large amount of money. But we'll jump again, see another 5 years, see where his career kind of winds down to, and see what he gets up to. Looks like he's enjoyed his time in Germany, certainly. He's now got 40 caps and 15 goals for Denmark, but he's moved to Eintracht Frankfurt. Looking at things, he's obviously been at Schalke for a few years, maybe didn't perform quite as well as they'd hoped, but not awful. That got a move to Wolfsburg for £24 million. Again, kind of dropped off quite suddenly there, and then ended up moving to Eintracht Frankfurt for free, which unfortunately they did get relegated the year he joined, and doesn't look like he's got the move that he maybe would have hoped for. 33 years old now, so he is started to decline a little bit. Still got the first touch and technique he wants, so maybe if he's able to kind of alter his play style as a striker, he can still perform at a good level. But he's looking at that kind of just above Bundesliga 2 level, so lower league Bundesliga teams, Championship, maybe lower league Premier League teams as well. If you are interested in getting him, at least that's what we've got from this so far. I'm sure if with the right team and the right facilities, he could improve even more and get the best out of the player. But we'll jump again, see where he's at, if he's retired, and what kind of works for him. Okay, so Mohamed Daramy has now retired at the age of 36. Overall 40 appearances, 15 goals for the national team. He did end up moving from Eintracht Frankfurt to Stuttgart, playing 48 games, scoring 5 goals, and then back to Denmark with Midtjylland, 14 appearances, 3 goals. So it did wind down quite a bit. 10 clubs in his career, jumping twice with Mainz, 441 appearances overall with 121 goals. We can see that he did only win 1 trophy during his career, and that was right at the beginning with Copenhagen. So bit of a shame he wasn't able to get any more trophies, but I think that maybe was affected by the fact that he didn't join any of the biggest teams he could have done, especially in Germany. It had been tough for any of these teams to really get any chances at the top. If he'd have gone to maybe a good team in one of the lesser leagues in Europe, he'd have won a little more, but interesting to see anyway. Definitely something to keep an eye out for if you're interested in Mohamed Daramy, a decent striker for any Danish league especially. But I hope you did enjoy it. I did certainly. So if you did enjoy, like, subscribe and all that good stuff, and I will catch you next time. Thanks very much for watching.